Hello students, good morning. Today we will discuss JK flip-flop and T flip-flop. It is the type of flip-flops. Okay. In the last class we discussed SR flip-flop and T flip-flop. In SR flip-flop we got the idea that when S equals to 0, R equals to 0, then we'll get the memory state or memory condition. In when S equals to 1 and R equals to 0, we are getting that set condition. Okay. Uh, when S equals to 0 and R equals to 1, we'll get the reset condition. But when S equals to 1 and R equals to 1, we cannot determine the state, that is called not applicable condition. This is one of the drawback of SR flip-flop. Okay. And this drawback can be eliminated. Uh, that not applicable condition of SR flip-flop can be eliminated by just making the some modification in SR flip-flop, and whatever the modification version of SR flip-flop will come, that is called JK flip-flop. Okay. The JK flip-flop is a one type of versatile flip-flop. That means in any kind of circuit we can use the JK flip-flop. And in JK flip-flop we have also two input lines. One is J and K terminal, and it also having two output lines. One is Q and Q naught. And this output line must be complement with each other. If this rule is violated, then it is that not that condition cannot be applicable. Okay. So as I said, JK flip-flop will come by just modification of SR flip-flop, so that in S terminal and R terminal we have to do some logic operations with J and Q naught and K with Q. Okay, we'll see in later time. So this is the circuit diagram and block diagram of JK flip-flop. This is the block diagram. From this block diagram we got the idea about the input lines. These are the K input, clock input, and uh, J input. These are the lines. And as you know that clock is very important for working of flip-flops, because it is a sequential circuit. When the clock is high or there is a positive clock, then only the flip-flop will work. Okay. So the JK flip-flop also produce two output terminal, that is the Q and Q naught, and both are complement to each other. Okay. And this is the circuit diagram. And this from this circuit diagram we found that there is a SR latch. Okay. And as I said, by just making some modification we got the idea of JK flip-flop. That modification is that the in SR flip-flop the Q must be connected to the K terminal, and Q naught is must be connected to the J terminal, and there must be a clock. The clock is in high state, or the clock is always 1. Okay. This is the functional table of JK flip-flop. Okay. So as J and K, this is our main input terminals. We have to provide the input value to the through these two terminals J and K. So as it is the two terminal, we have four sequence of inputs values, that is 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. We have four sequence of input values. But for case of JK flip-flop, we have to consider the value of Q and Q naught, because this Q and Q naught is connected to the both J and K terminals. Okay. So say somebody says that I am taking Q equals to 0 and Q naught equals to 1. And it can also possible that Q value can be 1 and Q naught equals to 0. For the same input value, we are taking the different values of Q and Q naught. This is the prediction value. Just we are taking this value and we have to find out the final value of Q and Q naught. Okay. So see, just to say we have 0 terminal at J is 0 and K equals to 1. As you know that clock is always 1, so it is clock is high in both terminal, clock is supplied with 1. And first see, for this combination, first we have to provide 0 0 1. This Q is connected to this K terminal, so Q value is 0 here, and Q naught is connected to J terminal, that value is Q naught value is 1. So I am writing here 1. Okay. So this is the NAND gate. All are constructed with the NAND gate, or all are using the NAND gate. Okay. So in NAND gate, when I supply 1 0 1, so that is value is 1. Okay. because NAND do the opposite operation of AND. Okay, so similar way, when that is 1 1 and 0, it will produce the result 1. Okay, so as I supply 1 to this NAND gate, the result will be 0, and this 0 is again connected to the this NAND gate. Okay, so I am supplying 0 here. So 0 1, these two input terminal for this NAND gate. What should be the result? The result will be 1, and this 1 is the final result. Okay, this 1 will be the final result. So this, if I this 1 again supply to this gate as a input, now this 1 and 1, it will produce 0. So here the final output will be q equals to 0 and q naught equals to 1. So I will write here q equals to 0 and q naught equals to 1. Okay. Then see what will happen when q is taken as 1 and q naught equals to taken as 0. Okay, so here instead of writing 1, I make it 0, and instead of writing 0, I make it 1. Why I'm making this 1? Because I'm just taking that q equals to 1 and q naught equals to 0, then with the same input value of j and k, I I will not change the value of j and k. Okay, so let me check what is the output. So this 0 0 1, the value is 1, right? This 1 1 1, the value is 0. Okay, this value is 0. So see, if I supply 1 here, the value is 0 here, then 0 supplied to this, connected to this line, this gate, sorry, NAND gate. And for this NAND gate, we got the two input values, that is 0 and 0. If we supply 0 0 to this NAND gate, we are getting one value here, and this one is connected to this NAND gate, and this NAND gate receive two input value, this 1 and 1, it will produce 0. So my output will be 0 and 1. So see, whatever the value of q and q naught, okay, whatever the value, we are taking the two different kind of value of q and q naught, but we stick that j equals to 0 and k equals to 1, then we got the same value. Okay, so this is called a reset value. When j equals to 0 and k equals to 1, we determine the state. Okay, we determine the state. That state is called that is the reset condition, reset state. Okay. Then again we do some modification at the, okay, next we take j equals to 1 and k equals to 0, j equals to 1 and k equals to 0. Okay, so I'm taking this combination input values. Okay, so again consider that q equals to 0 and q naught equals to 1. Okay, q naught equals to 1 here, and q equals to 0, and for both case the clock is high, so clock must be 1 here. Okay, when I supply 1 1 1 to this NAND gate, it will produce 0. Okay, and for this case, if I supply a 1 0 0 0 for this NAND gate, it will produce 1. Okay, so for this 0, the NAND gate produce 1 here. Okay, and this one is feedback connection. Okay, this one, and now this 1 and 1, this NAND gate will produce 0. When I supply 0 to this NAND gate, now this NAND gate receive two values, that is 0 and 0, then it will produce 1 here. That means q value is 1 and q naught value is 0. Okay, so for this combination of q and q naught, we got the value of q and q naught. Okay, with the same value of j and k. Again, let's change the q and q naught value with the same value of j and k. So q becomes 1 here, this 0 can be replaced to 1, and this 1 is replaced to 0. Okay, then what will the output? That is 0 1 0, that becomes 1 here, it becomes 1, and 1 0 1, it becomes 1. Okay, so now this one is applied to this NAND gate, it will produce 0. Okay, now this 0 is connected to this input of this NAND gate. Now this NAND gate receive two values, 0 and 1, then it will produce the result 1. Okay, see, see, we check it. When j, this 0, the j equals to 1, right, j equals to 1, and we say it is q equals to 1. Okay, q equals to 1, now q equals to 1, j equals to 0. So 1 0 1, okay, 1 0 1 supply is there, that is becomes 1 here, and 1 0 1, that supplies 1 here. If I supply 1 to this gate, then it will produce 0. Okay, this value is becomes 0, and this 0 is supplied to here, that is 0 1 and 0, that produce 1. Sorry, I did a mistake here. That becomes 1. Okay, then 1 is supplied to this gate, then 1. Okay, now this 1 1 will produce 0, and 0 1 produce 1. So q value is 1 and q naught value is 0. So whatever the value of q and q naught we are taking, but the value j equals to 1 and k equals to 0, it will produce the result the same. That result is called set condition. Okay, so when we supply j equals to 0 and k equals to 1, and j equals to 1 and k equals to 0, we got set and reset condition. Okay, we got the two condition, one is set and reset condition, right? So okay, let's check when j equals to k equals to 1, then what will, j equals to 0, k equals to 0, what will happen? Okay, so I'm writing here j equals to 0, I'm taking j equals to 0 and k equals to 0, but for both case clock is 1, because we need clock should be high for working of this gk flip flop, and we are taking that q equals to 0 and the q naught equals to 1. Okay, here the q naught is 1 and k equals to 0. So this 0 and 1 and 1, so it will produce value 1. Okay, for this case 1 0 0, the produce value is 1. Okay, so this one is supplied to this NAND gate, it will produce 0, and 0 is connected to this NAND gate, so that means it just act as the input value for this NAND gate. Now this NAND gate receive two input values 0 and 1, it will produce 1. Okay, so now this one will feed back to this NAND gate. Now this NAND gate will receive 1 and 1, it will produce 0. So you are getting value 0, q equals to 0 and q naught equals to 1. Okay, let's just remove, just change the value of q and q naught. Okay, then we see what is the value here. When we say q equals to 1 and q naught equals to 0, q naught, this one is replaced with 0 because q naught equals to 0, and this one is replaced with 1, and the all remaining values are same for the input side. Okay, because we are taking j equals to 0 and k equals to 0 for all possible values of q and q naught, we are assuming what we are assuming, right? So now this 0 0 and 1, it will produce 1, right? This 0 1 0 1, it will produce 1. So just see in before case, when both values at 1 1 at the this terminal, we are getting the 0 and 1. So simply we can replace 0 and 1. So see, if we compare these two line, then the q and q naught value is completely changed when we change the value of j and k. We are not determining the, we are just determining the new state. So first state is called reset condition, reset state, and the second is called state condition or state. Okay, but when we supply j equals to 0, k equals to 0, we are determine the any one of the state. Okay, any one of the state, that is, that may be reset or that may be set. So it is, so that it is called memory state. That means when j equals to k equals to 0, we got memory state. Okay, then next is our when we supply j equals to k equals to 1, what will happen? Okay, let's see when j equals to k equals to 1. Okay, when j equals to k equals to 1, again we can have two different values of q and q naught. Say j equals to 1 and k equals to 1. And for first case, say just taking at q equals to 0, that q value is 0. So I write here 0 and q naught value is 1. Okay, and the clock is high for both case. This 1 1 1, this NAND gate will produce 0. Okay, this 1 1 0, this NAND gate produce will 1. Okay, so now this 0 is supplied to this NAND gate, it will produce 1 at the output side, and this 1 will supply to here. Okay, now this NAND gate receive two input values, 1 and 1, so it will produce 0. Okay, this produce 0, and this 0 is supplied to here, to this NAND gate as an input. So now this NAND gate will receive two input values, q 0 and 0, so it will give the result 1. Okay, this one 1. So here my q value is 1 and q naught value is 0. For the value of q equals to 0 and q naught equals to 0, 1, we are assuming this value. But for the case of j equals to k equals to 1, we are getting this q and q. This is the final value. So next, again we'll check that, we'll change that q equals to 1 and q naught equals to 0. Okay, we'll replace this 0 with 1. Okay, this 1 with 0. Let me change the pen color so that you can easily identify that. So now this 0, this 1 is replaced with 0 and 0 is replaced with 1. Now this becomes 1 0 1. So what is the output? My output will be 1. 1 1 and this 1, the output value is replaced with 0. So see, some changes will happen here. Okay, some magic changes will happen here. Okay. Okay, it will replace 0. Now this one will supply to this NAND gate, it will produce 0. Okay, clear? So now this 0 is fed back to this value, this NAND gate. Now this NAND gate receive two input values, 0 and 0. So it will becomes 1 here. Okay, this one is fed back to here. This, now this 1 and 1 becomes 0. So here q value is 0 and q naught value is 1. So some changes will happen here. Okay, with the same clock cycle. We are not changing the clock cycle, with the same clock cycle. Just we are getting the different value of q and q naught. Okay, again the clock is again high. The clock is moving like this. Okay, with the clock sequence or clock one time cycle, still the value of j and k is same, but we are getting the different value of q and q naught. But for this case, see, if the clock cycle is changing from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, or here one time or one clock cycle, that is t, if we are changing the value of q and q naught, we are getting the same output at the output side when j equals to 1, j equals to 0, k equals to 1. But this thing is not happening for this case, totally different for this case. Okay, still the clock is t with the same clock cycle or time cycle, with the same J and K value, but the different Q and Q naught value, we are getting the different value of Q and Q naught. So such kind of thing is called toggle condition. Okay, but this toggle condition is not violating the rule of flip flop, because if it is says that Q is this Q equals to 1 and Q not equals to 1, then we say that it violates the rule and we cannot determine the state. But for this case, when Q equals to 1 but Q not equals to 0, after some changes of Q and Q naught value with the same clock cycle, we are getting Q equals to 0 and Q1 equals to that Q naught equals to 1. So it's toggling, just making a race round condition. So it is also called as a race round condition, because in half of in the last few classes back, I said that one clock cycle T equals to delta T1 time delta T plus delta T. Okay, this is one clock cycle. Clear? So this can be like this. Okay, so this site is called delta T. This is called delta T, and this part is called delta T. So in any one of the delta T, the value of Q and Q naught is changing. The Q becomes 1 for one delta T. Okay. For next Q value equals to 0 and Q naught equals to 1 for next delta T. That means one time cycle, the value of Q and Q naught is changing. So such kind of condition is called toggle condition. This condition is also useful. We cannot say that it is not applicable condition. This is a very useful condition. Okay. So, but for this case, see, for this delta T, the Q value is 0 and Q naught value is 1. For the second delta T, the same value will retain. It will not change in the next value or next any other values. It will retain the same value with the next delta T. That means one clock cycle, whatever the value of Q and Q naught we are assuming, but we are getting the same output value. Okay. So this is called toggle condition. So in JK flip-flop, we can remove that when J equals to K equals to 1. It should not be a not applicable condition, but it will produce a new type of condition that is called toggle condition. Okay. So again, I would like to repeat here. In first case, when J equals to 0 and K equals to 1, whatever the value of Q and Q naught we are assuming, okay, we are getting the reset condition. And for the case 2, when J equals to 1 and K equals to 0, we are getting the set condition. And for J equals to 0 and K equals to 0, then we are getting the memory condition. When J equals to 1 and K equals to 1, we are getting the toggle condition. Okay, we are getting the new condition here in case of JK flip-flop, and that condition is very useful in further circuit development or further developing of different kind of circuits. Okay, so here here with the same time, the clock cycle, the value of Q and Q naught is spontaneously changing. It's spontaneously changing. So it means that it's just making a race round condition. It's just making a race of Q and Q naught. Okay. So such kind of thing is called race round condition. Okay. Okay, like SR flip-flop, when both S terminal and R terminal we are connecting together through a NOT gate, and whatever the result gate will come, that is called D flip-flop, and D flip-flop for data flip-flop or delay flip-flop. Similarly, when we connect the two J and K terminal into a single unit, we are getting the T flip-flop. And just remember, when j equals to 1 and k equals to 1, we are getting the condition that is called toggle condition. And again, I repeat that toggle condition is quite useful condition. Okay, in many cases we can use this toggle condition as the useful method. So when we connect this to j and k terminal without using any and not gate or and gate or nor gate or whatever gate we are not using, we are simply connecting the two um, terminal into a single one. That resulting gate is called t flip flop, and t for toggle flip flop. Okay, so the same time t can be 0 and t can be 1. Okay, so this is jk flip flop. If j equals to k, then the resulting flip flop is called t flip flop. I'm just connecting these two terminal, j terminal and k terminal. Okay, so these two terminal connected in a single way. That develop is called t flip flop. So that means here in t flip flop we can supply 0 and we can supply 1. Okay, if it is supply 0, so that means both input terminal with this NAND gate to this NAND gate, it receives 0 0, so it will produce the memory state. If it is 1 instead of 0, if I am supplying 1 to this gate and 1 to this gate, it will produce the toggle condition. Okay, clear? So that means in T flip flop, we are getting the two condition only. One is memory state, another is toggle condition. So the memory state, that means when T equals to 0, so ultimately that J will receive 0, J terminal will receive 0 and K terminal will receive 0. So it will produce the memory state as I discussed in the previous slide. And when t equals to 1, then both j and k becomes 1. And from the previous slide we got the idea that when j equals to k equals to 1, we are getting the new state that is called toggle state or toggle condition. Okay, okay. So in today class we discuss already covered this jk flip flop and t flip flop, and we got the idea of jk flip flop when both j and k can be connected together and its value is 1, then that condition will develop, that is called toggle condition. And uh, and we just got the idea that how this not applicable condition of SR flip flop can be eliminated by using the JK flip flop, and how this JK flip flop is developed by just a simply modification of SR flip flop. Okay, we also discussed about the T flip flop and the use of T flip flop. In T flip flop, we are getting the two state only. One is the memory state, another is toggle state or toggle condition. And we know that with the same time clock cycle or with the same one clock cycle, how this value is changing from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0 in case of toggle flip flop, and that situation is called race round condition. In coming topics, we will discuss about the master slave JK flip flop and S trigger flip flop. In master slave JK flip flop, when the two JK flip flop are connected cascading mode or series connection, what will happen? Then whether we can remove this toggle condition or not, we'll discuss in master slave flip flop. And we also discuss the S trigger flip flop by just taking the clock value. When the clock is high, then what is the output value, and when the clock is low, what will changes in the output side. We'll discuss in the next topic. Thank you so much. You practice in your home.